stop everything you're doing right now. The identity of this person who wants to harm you is out. Their name has been revealed through spiritual insight that sees beyond surface appearances. This isn't just another random warning, this is your personal protection message that explains why things have been going wrong in your life. Through mystical vision, their mask begins to fall away. This isn't a coincidence or imagination. This is real exposure of someone whose energy has been working against you while they pretend to support you. Their identity explains those uneasy feelings you've had but couldn't fully understand. The universe has protected this revelation until exactly this moment, when you're finally ready to see the truth. Everything in your life has prepared you to recognize this person and the negative influence they've been having on your path. This exposure explains those strange energy drains you've been experiencing. The sudden obstacles appearing in your life. The plans that somehow always fall apart at the last minute. The opportunities that vanish without explanation. These weren't random bad luck, they were the direct result of someone working against your best interests. Their identity remained hidden because they operate behind a friendly face. They've perfected the art of appearing supportive while secretly undermining your progress. The universe now removes their disguise so you can finally see them clearly. This revelation matters because until you recognize the source of negative influence, you can't properly protect yourself. Knowledge brings power, specifically the power to shield yourself from their continued interference. The cosmic timing is significant. Earlier, you might have doubted this truth. Later would allow more damage to occur. This moment creates the perfect opportunity to see clearly and take protective action before further harm manifests in your reality. Those who recognize this warning feel both shock and relief, finally understanding the source of unexplained difficulties. Quick, press the like button right now to activate your protective shield. The universe says this simple action creates an energy barrier that prevents further harm from reaching you while this revelation unfolds. Spiritual guardians gather around you now, waiting for this moment of truth. They've watched this person's actions, knowing this day would come when you'd be ready to see clearly who has been working against you and how to stop their influence. Type I reveal the hidden enemy if you're ready to discover their identity, information that has been concealed from you until now. The moment you type these words, divine insight begins flowing into your awareness. This is the most important protection message you'll ever receive. Your future security depends on this knowledge. But you must act now. This window of spiritual clarity stays open briefly. Negative influence began long ago. The signs have always been there, subtle energies connecting this person to your ongoing struggles. Think about those times when your energy suddenly dropped after interacting with someone. The strange moments when well-made plans fell apart for no apparent reason. The unexpected conflicts that arose in previously peaceful situations. These weren't random occurrences, they were direct signs of interference. Type I recognize their influence as your awareness expands. This person's negative impact carries special markers that have appeared throughout your experiences. Each unfortunate coincidence connects to their hidden actions against you. Through cosmic insight, patterns emerge clearly. Perhaps you've noticed certain problems only arise after sharing your goals with specific people. Maybe your intuition sends warning signals around particular individuals, but you've ignored these feelings. Possibly you've experienced unusual dream warnings featuring the same person repeatedly. Your subconscious mind passed more signals than your conscious mind acknowledged. It transmitted warnings, red flags, and protective instincts through gut feelings. Every unexplained sense of unease around this person served as your internal alarm system. Cosmic understanding reveals deeper connections. Those moments when conversations felt oddly draining? When you sensed hidden agendas behind friendly words? When you felt inexplicably defensive despite outward pleasantries? These weren't imagination, they were your natural detection system identifying their negative influence. Living wisdom flows through intuitive warnings. Your connection to this truth transcends logical evidence, carrying echoes from your soul's protective mechanisms. The universe reveals critical motivation now. This person's focus on you didn't happen randomly. Understanding why they targeted you provides essential insight for complete protection. Your life path carries special qualities that triggered their negative attention. Certain abilities, opportunities, or connections you possess created jealousy or threat in their perception. Pay attention to which aspects of your life they seem most interested in or question most frequently. Type I understand their motivation as cosmic wisdom explains their targeting pattern. Each person who interferes with others follows specific emotional triggers, information that helps you identify their true intentions behind friendly facades. Through ancestral sight, important targeting factors emerge. This person experienced key insecurities or failures related to areas where you naturally succeed. You'll notice similar patterns in their interactions with others who share your gifts. Living wisdom shows their inner turmoil. Some negative influences stem from deep unworthiness feelings. Others emerge from fear of being overshadowed. Divine insight reveals which factors drive this specific person's actions toward you. Perfect understanding requires examining their timing. When their interference intensified. When their questions became more probing. When their help started feeling more controlling. These weren't random, they follow patterns you can now recognize consciously. Beyond surface behavior, energetic targeting reveals their true focus. Their attacks increased precisely when your light began shining brighter. Their negative influence intensified exactly when your opportunities expanded. This timing pattern confirms both their identity and their motivation. Sacred truth emerges with crystal clarity. This person uses specific methods to harm your progress, some obvious, others hidden even from themselves. These techniques followed consistent patterns you can now identify clearly. Divine understanding reveals their primary approaches. Perhaps they use subtle discouragement disguised as realistic advice. Maybe they spread slight misinformation about your character or intentions to others. Possibly they create small obstacles that appear coincidental but accumulate to block your path. Type I expose their methods as cosmic wisdom shows how they operate. Their seemingly supportive questions often plant seeds of doubt. Their concerned warnings frequently trigger fear responses. their helpful connections somehow never quite deliver promised results. Through spiritual sight, their tactical patterns become clear. You haven't imagined the subtle sabotage. Your soul selected specific experiences to finally recognize these methods beyond any doubt. Living wisdom flows through pattern recognition. As you acknowledge these consistent approaches, their effectiveness diminishes immediately. Divine insight helps you identify these techniques in real time, neutralizing their impact. Perfect understanding illuminates conversational tactics too. Questions designed to extract information they can later use against you. Comments calibrated to trigger emotional responses that drain your energy. Promises structured to create dependency on their approval or help. Beyond obvious methods, spiritual manipulation reveals itself now. Energy draining during interactions. Thought implantation while you're vulnerable. Subtle energy cords attached to your goals and dreams. Divine timing ensures these hidden techniques become visible as you're ready to remove them completely. Cosmic vision penetrates the veils of deception now, revealing truths about your natural defenses that transcend ordinary understanding. What emerges is a system of spiritual immunity far more extraordinary than you realized was constantly operating. Sacred understanding illuminates protection mechanisms that explain your deepest resilience. Those inexplicable moments when you suddenly felt cautious around this person weren't random hesitation. That unexplained reluctance to share certain information. The immediate physical discomfort that sometimes arose in their presence. All these experiences reflect soul-level protection activating from your spiritual immune system. Type I claim my protection as divine wisdom reveals the full scope of your natural defenses. Beyond conscious awareness, your energy field contains sophisticated shielding that has been partially deflecting negative influences all along. This explains why this person's efforts haven't completely derailed your progress despite their persistent attempts. Through mystical sight, your connection to spiritual defenders becomes clear. Perhaps you've occasionally sensed unseen presences standing between you and harm. Maybe intuitive warnings arrived just in time to prevent worst outcomes. Possibly dreams contain symbolic guidance helping you avoid their traps. These protective experiences reflect your soul's defensive systems at work. Living truth explains your natural resilience against negative energy. Some souls carry inherent shielding against specific types of interference, allowing partial protection even before conscious awareness develops. Your specific resilience reveals which defensive abilities flow most strongly through your spiritual design. Divine wisdom reveals important perspective now. This person's apparent power over your circumstances has been significantly magnified by your unawareness. Their actual influence has definite limitations you can now clearly recognize. Sacred insight shows the boundaries of their reach. While they could create temporary obstacles and minor energy drains, they cannot fundamentally alter your soul purpose or block your true destiny path. Their power extends only to the degree you've unconsciously permitted it through fear or doubt. Type I see their limitations as cosmic understanding reveals truth about their restricted influence. What appeared as powerful sabotage was often temporary interference that merely delayed rather than destroyed your progress. Their most effective weapon was your unawareness, not their actual spiritual strength. Through spiritual perception, proper perspective emerges. Their negativity represents a small, contained energy compared to the vast positive forces supporting your authentic path. Divine order ensures no single negative influence can permanently override your soul's intended experience. Living wisdom explains why recognition instantly diminishes their power. Negative influence thrives in shadows of unawareness. Once exposed to conscious light, these energies begin immediate dissolution, returning to universal balance through natural spiritual laws. Perfect understanding illuminates their borrowed power. Much of their apparent influence came through triggering your own fears and doubts. They essentially used your own energy against you, a limitation that dissolves through conscious recognition of this dynamic. Beyond their personal limits, universal laws restrict negative actions. Cosmic justice ensures eventual balancing of all energetic interference. The very efforts they directed against you create proportional return energy that ultimately serves their own necessary learning. Divine insight reveals permanent freedom methods now. Specific techniques neutralize their influence completely once you recognize their identity and patterns. Sacred understanding shows energy cord-cutting procedures. Perhaps they've established unconscious connections to your decision-making processes. Maybe they've attached to your confidence or self-image. Possibly they've created subtle dependencies on their approval. Conscious recognition allows complete removal of these artificial connections. Type I break all connections as cosmic wisdom reveals severance techniques. Visualize brilliant light dissolving all energetic attachments between you and them. Declare clear boundaries reinforced by universal protection. Reclaim any personal power previously surrendered through manipulation or deception. Through spiritual sight, freedom methods become clear. You haven't imagined the energetic binds. Your soul recognizes exactly which connections require dissolution for complete liberation from their influence. Living wisdom flows through conscious declaration. As you acknowledge these artificial connections, they begin dissolving immediately. Divine understanding helps you identify where they've attached and how to permanently release these points of influence. Perfect understanding illuminates thought pattern clearing too. Beliefs they've implanted about your capabilities or worthiness. Self-doubt they've cultivated through subtle criticism. Hesitation they've generated through fear-based warnings. These thought patterns require conscious replacement with truth-based perspectives. Beyond obvious connections, subconscious agreements need cancellation. Perhaps you unknowingly agreed to value their opinion above your intuition. Maybe you accepted their definition of your potential. Possibly you permitted their judgments to shape your self-perception. Divine timing ensures these hidden agreements surface for conscious termination. Cosmic revelation unlocks your active response systems now. Beyond passive protection, you possess powerful counter-energies specifically designed to neutralize and transform negative influences directed toward you. Sacred insight reveals your energy transmission abilities. Your conscious attention works like a spotlight, exposing hidden manipulations simply by focusing awareness on suspicious patterns. Your clear intention functions as a spiritual declaration, establishing energetic boundaries that negative forces cannot penetrate. Type I activate countermeasures as divine understanding shows your reflection capabilities. Negative energy directed toward you can be consciously redirected to universal transformation centers rather than absorbed into your field. This reflection happens automatically once you've recognized the source. Through mystical perception, your energy amplification emerges. Your authentic truth-speaking carries exponentially greater power than their deceptive communications. Your single clear boundary statement outweighs dozens of their manipulative suggestions. Your conscious blessing overpowers numerous unconscious curses. Living knowledge explains your purification abilities. Your presence itself transforms lower vibrations when you stand fully in authentic awareness. This natural alchemical process requires no special techniques, simply your conscious recognition of your true energetic nature. Perfect understanding illuminates your co-creative power. By consciously partnering with universal truth, your declarations carry authority that automatically dissolves falsehood. This spiritual law operates consistently once activated through aware intention. Beyond individual abilities, collective counter-energy becomes available. Connecting consciously with others who value truth and authenticity creates powerful protective fields that negative influences cannot penetrate or manipulate. Divine wisdom reveals you've never faced this alone. Spiritual allies and physical supporters have been positioned strategically in your experience, creating essential protection even when their presence wasn't obvious to you. Sacred insight shows signs of these helpers. Perhaps through unexpected advice that later proved critically important. Maybe through seeming coincidences that steered you away from deeper traps. Possibly through certain people who consistently left you feeling stronger rather than drained after interactions. Type I acknowledge my allies as cosmic understanding reveals their specific contributions. Some allies provide energetic shielding during vulnerable periods. Others offer clear discernment when your perception becomes clouded. Many bring wisdom precisely calibrated to counteract specific deceptions you've encountered. Through spiritual perception, their subtle assistance becomes clearer. Those intuitive warnings delivered through seemingly random comments. The supportive presence felt during difficult decisions. The synchronistic information arriving just when needed. These weren't imagination, they were your allies providing essential support. Living wisdom explains alliances established long before current circumstances. Soul agreements created support networks perfectly matched to your protection needs. Your current challenge is activate fuller communication with these eternal helpers. Perfect understanding illuminates why certain spiritual teachings always resonated deeply. Your allies have been sending preparatory information throughout your life, ensuring subconscious readiness for this moment of clarity even when conscious awareness lagged behind. Beyond physical helpers, multi-dimensional assistance surrounds you. Beings whose expanded awareness enables them to see attempted interference offer perfect support exactly when needed, especially during this critical recognition and clearing phase. Divine wisdom reveals continuous safeguarding methods now. Specific practices ensure similar negative influences cannot re-establish connection or effect after this clearing process completes. Sacred insight shows energy maintenance procedures. Regular awareness check-ins to scan for unusual drains or attachments. Conscious boundary reinforcement through clear intention setting. Energy field cleansing through visualization, sound, or movement practices that maintain your natural defense systems at optimal functioning. Type I secure my future as cosmic understanding reveals early warning systems. Your intuitive senses will provide increasingly clear signals when similar energies approach. Physical responses like sudden tiredness, unexplained tension, or throat tightness often accompany encounters with hidden negative intent. Through spiritual perception, preventative measures emerge. Creating conscious agreements with your higher awareness to flag potential manipulations. Establishing clear communication channels with your intuitive guidance. Developing regular practices that strengthen your natural discernment abilities. Living Wisdom explains enhanced detection capabilities. After experiencing and clearing specific negative patterns, your recognition systems become permanently upgraded. Future attempts at similar manipulation trigger immediate awareness rather than gradual suspicion. Perfect understanding illuminates relationship assessment tools. Specific questions that reveal hidden agendas. Energetic discernment practices that identify incongruence between words and intentions. Awareness techniques that distinguish between authentic support and hidden interference. Beyond individual protection, community discernment strengthens. Sharing experiences with trusted others creates collective wisdom about manipulation patterns. This shared awareness provides additional layers of protection while helping others recognize similar influences in their experiences. Cosmic revelation reaches its peak now. The most profound truth about this interference emerges with crystal clarity. Sacred understanding shows this person's ultimate purpose in your experience. Despite negative intentions, their presence served as catalyst for developing enhanced discernment, stronger boundaries, and clearer intuition that serve your highest evolution. Type I am completely free as divine wisdom reveals the final resolution step. By recognizing their true identity and methods, then consciously reclaiming your power, you've already broken their primary influence. This final declaration completes the energetic dissolution process. Through spiritual sight, perfect divine design appears. Every challenge, even manipulative interference, ultimately served your soul's evolution exactly as needed for developing spiritual sovereignty. Living wisdom culminates in profound simplicity. The most effective protection isn't complex defense systems but simple, clear awareness that instantly distinguishes truth from manipulation. Perfect insight reveals eternal security. Your connection to universal truth provides continuous protection that transcends all temporary interference attempts. Ultimate liberation occurs now. All revealed wisdom integrates into your being, permanently altering your relationship to negative influences of any kind. Divine power infuses your entire energy field. Every revealed truth catalyzes transformation at the deepest levels of your spiritual immune system. Receive the ultimate blessing of complete sovereignty. Divine wisdom guides your discernment constantly, perfect understanding illuminates each interaction eternally.